Jam-packed show as we talk some cheerleading, golf, soccer, Madison Memorial Athletics, and more. But the headlines are next. They are brought to us by the Red Zone in downtown Madison and also Conant Automotive in Stoughton. That's coming up right here on the Sports News on Channel 57 Sports. Hello and welcome to the Sports News, your 30-minute look into the tackles, hits, checks, and dunks that make up the local sports scene. I'm your host, Rich Reynolds. Let's hit the ground running. In the middle of the dog days of summer, it's easy to lose sight that the football season is just around the corner. But the NCAA hasn't, as their awards watch list were announced, and it has a lot of cardinal and white on it. Senior linebacker Vince Beagle is on the list for the Nagurski Award. That's presented to the nation's best linebacker, and also the Bednarik Award list. Senior center Dan Volz is being considered for the Outland Trophy, while running back Corey Clement is on the short list for the Maxwell Award. The Badgers open their season at Lambeau Field against LSU on September 3rd. Speaking of Badgers, Kelsey Card, who last week qualified for the Olympic Games in Rio in the discus throw, will not be adding shot put as another event. Card fouled in all three of her shot puts at the qualifier in Eugene, Oregon. Former Badger Evan Yeager will be going to Rio in the steeplechase. For Yeager, it will be his second straight Olympiad. Well, just one day after turning in a 79 at Cherokee Country Club, Wanakee sophomore Jacob Werline shot a 2-over-par 73 at Lake Windsor to win the Madison City Junior Golf title for the 15 to 16-year-old age group. Werline becomes the first repeat champion in the event since Andrew Steinhofer repeated in 2007 and 08. Verona's Connor Ruffennacht won the 17 to 18-year-old group, while Lakeside Lutheran's Lucas Heckman won the 13 to 14-year-old grouping. And on Friday night in Chicago, the Madison Radicals improved to 13-0 with a 19 to 16 victory, but that wasn't all for the weekend, as the amazing home streak for the Radicals reached 30 straight wins as Madison improved to an unblemished 14-0 by defeating Indianapolis at Breese Stevens Field. The Rads currently own the best record in the league, with the playoffs starting in just 2 weeks. Madison, by the way, will also be the host of the 2016 AUDL Championship. Well, for more information and all the 411 on our headlines, check out these fine websites. Stick around, we have a jam-packed show as we'll talk Stoughton Soccer, golf with Lori Brown who's in, Spartan Athletics, and Holley Schmidt from 360 Athletics. All of that and more next on the Sports News here on Channel 57 Sports. All right, let's kick it and talk some soccer right now as we bring in the head coaches over at Stoughton High School. We got Chelsea Kittleson and Dave Wermuth who are joining us. And, you know, guys, let's just jump right into it in this upcoming season. What are your expectations as the coaches, for your teams this upcoming year?
So my biggest expectation for the girls is to continue working within the off season so that they are ready to go come March. Our season goes fast, kicks off the ground running. So continuing to get in the weight room, to play outside of the high school season, continue to get those touches on the ball, that kind of thing.
Dave, how about you?
Well, our team starts in August, so we've been working all year long, and our expectations are to try and do well in the Badger South and always go deep during the tournament season.
Absolutely. Now, it always helps, too, to have some returning players coming in. How about returning players for both of your teams? What are you looking at getting back?
So for the girls this year, I graduated roughly 6 seniors, so I'm looking to bring back roughly 15 of my squad.
Oh, wow.
The boys, we lost 11, and 9 of them were starters. So it's definitely a rebuilding year, but we've got a lot of kids ready to step in and play hard.
Yeah, a lot of turnover there. Now, for both of you guys, success can come different ways. It might come in wins. It might come in being able to take steps forward. How are you going to gauge success this season for your teams?
For us, a big thing was continuing, to play our 90-minute game. We have a tendency to get down at halftime and kind of, use that as, you know, being defeated already. So I think, you know, a lot of communication on the field, as well as, you know, building each other up, is definitely one of our biggest points that we need to continue to do.
For the boys, I think the key to success is knowing that every game that they come into, they played 90 minutes of soccer at their best level. We're looking to win and every game be competitive and win.
You know, I've actually seen it as soccer's continued to grow, you know, and a lot of people have taken interest into some of the European leagues and Champions Leagues and stuff like that. Why do you think that soccer's gaining so much popularity though as a high school sport?
I think, you know, the culture around soccer has definitely changed. It's, you know, we've taken ourselves seriously. You know, one of the biggest things that we do, you know, is kind of building ourselves up and continuing to bring in fans and that kind of thing.
Dave, what do you think? Yeah.
I also believe that, you know, people are starting to realize that soccer is a competitive sport. It takes a lot of athleticism to play the game, and the popularity worldwide is so high that hopefully that it keeps coming here. And I think at the high school level, kids are seeing it as a sport that they want to join in on.
Yeah, and it also helps to have a couple of good coaches as well, which I think we got right here. So good luck on the upcoming season, guys. We'll be keeping an eye on you.
Thank you very much.
Brought to you by Conant Automotive, taking care of you by taking care of your family's car.
It is a perfect time to go golfing, and why not go golfing out at Kestrel Ridge over in Columbus as we bring Lori Brown back in. And Lori, always good to see you. Let's talk company and family outings. What do you guys do for those?
Yeah, we consider a group of 8 or more people to be an outing. So we're more than happy to give a great discount at our outing rate. And we certainly do many different companies like to get together and do a little, you know, summer fun. So we can accommodate those. We have dates available, especially during the week. We have great rates and accommodate up to many groups as well. So anywhere from 8 to hundreds of people.
Wow, excellent stuff. And yeah, it's always good for me and a guy who's kind of a duffer and doesn't get to golf a whole lot to have some practice facilities. Do you guys have that out at Kestrel Ridge? Yeah,
we have a great practice facility. Our driving range is gigantic, and we have some wonderful putting greens. One of the practice greens you can chip, and we have some sand traps to practice out of. So it's a great space to come and get some practice in, either before you head out golfing or just to come and get a few swings in.
Yeah, you usually don't get a lot of practice out of the sand, so that's actually good stuff. So talk about Monday Madness. I've been hearing about this. What is Monday Madness all about?
Well, we have 18 holes with a cart for $22 all day. So Mondays are actually very busy. I suggest calling for a tee time. But yeah, we throw that rate out there on Mondays for the whole day. And like I said, 18 holes with the cart for $22.
Wow, excellent
Perfect
stuff.
day.
You know, yeah, we go from Monday Madness to Bucket Wednesdays. What's Bucket Wednesdays?
Well, and speaking of our practice greens, you get a bucket of golf balls, a large bucket of golf balls, about 75 golf balls, or you can get a bucket of wings or a bucket of beer. You can do a combination of all of it or whatnot. Each bucket is $5.
Oh, wow. Oh, very good stuff. Now, how about like a punch card for golf? I know sometimes those are popular.
Yeah, we have what we call community punch card. It's $275, and that gets you 20 rounds of golf. That's 18 holes with a cart, and it also gets you 10 bags of golf balls to utilize on the practice range.
Wow, excellent stuff, and the prices are great, including that Twilight special that you have. Please remind everyone what that's all about.
Right, at 2 o'clock every day, our twilight rates start. So you can get 18 holes with a cart for $22. Again, I suggest calling for a tee time. We've been getting very busy right at 2 o'clock. We had a great response, and it's any day. And if you'd like to only do 9 holes, we have a twilight rate after 2 o'clock of $14 only.
Wow, excellent stuff. Lori, great to have you in as always, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
A special thank you to Conant Automotive in Stoughton for supporting local athletics.
Back on the sports news now, we bring in a familiar face in Gemini James McIntyre. He's a promoter, he's a coach, he's a fighter, does it all. And James, welcome back to the program. Let's talk a little bit about Ford's Gym. What's been going on at the gym now? Anything new changing over there?
Yeah, actually, we've been having a huge influx of women lately. I don't know what's going on, but it usually used to be just like one girl in the gym, a couple girls in the gym, but now I couldn't even tell you how many women, especially on the boxing side. We probably got about 10 women in there, so it's a different type of change, but it's fun and beautiful. Wow,
interesting. So where do you think like this surge in female interest is coming from?
It doesn't hurt that we got Andrea Nelson there, of course, the head coach, and she was a champion herself. She was 11-0 at one point in time as a female fighter, so having her there was great. And I just think that over time you had women like Layla Ali, Gina Carano, now you got Ronda Rousey, you got Holly Holmes, Misha Tate, and those are all beautiful women. So I think that now that women are finding that they don't have to fit like the stereotype of being, you know, the burly girl with hair on their legs and stuff like that. They can still be, they can still be gorgeous and be themselves and come in there and achieve their dreams and achieve their goals, still being who they are.
Yeah, and it's great that Andrew's over there too. I used to love watching her fight, and I think she was excellent. So, so who are some of these ladies, and can we ever maybe see them fight here in Madison?
Oh yeah, of course. First and foremost, we got my sister still there, Terry Soccer, and I really think she has the ability to probably be the best fighter in her weight class if she can get fully dedicated. And I think the lady who's working the hardest and probably the most influential right now is Courtney Miller. She's actually was the president at the UW Boxing Club. She won Female Student Athlete of the Year over there, and she texts me every morning to let me know she's running, so she's working really hard. We got her friend Hannah Lee, and she probably has the best head movement so far in the gym. Really nice, she's real stable, and we have Katie Pickup. This is one of my favorite girls in the gym. She's just an absolute workhorse. She's I couldn't even just explain it. She probably throws a more volume of punches than most men in the gym, so she's an all-around athlete. And we're working with the UW right now, trying to see if we can get a show there. So hopefully we will get a chance to see these girls fight real soon.
Oh, that'd be excellent. Yeah, is it any different though? I mean, like training women versus training men, you know, differences in the training, is it uncomfortable at all? Talk a little bit about that if you could.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, with the guys, if they're making a mistake, I can kind of just grab them, move them. You know, with women, I can't really do that, you know. And that's
watch where you grab.
Yeah, and most of the mistakes that happen from usually from a waist area on a boxer or fighter. So especially for a girl, I can't just, you know, put my hands right there. So I gotta watch myself in there. But it's, you know, it's all the same when it's all said and done.
Well, hopefully we get to see a lot of them and see the women fight and stuff like that. Love to hear about the training aspect of it as well. James, thanks for joining us on the program. That's great stuff. We'll see you again real soon.
Thank you. See you guys soon.
Brought to you by Conant Automotive, taking care of you by taking care of your family's car.
All right, why don't we shift gears now and talk a little Stoughton Sports as we bring in the athletic director over at Madison Memorial High School. That's Jeremy Schlitz. And Jeremy, thanks for joining us, and let's talk about your athletic program overall and basically who can be a part of athletics in high school. I mean, it's more than just kids that get involved, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we want everybody who wants to be part of Athletics Memorial to have that opportunity, whether it's as an athlete, you know, some of our students may be doing some AV things, their video boards or our school broadcast program. Also, our staff and our community members may be connecting through events, volunteering as coaches, volunteering as event workers. I think it's a great way to kind of build community in our school.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so much that goes into it, you know, nowadays, and people kind of forget that. It's not just the athletes. There's so many ways to get involved. And so for the people that do want to get involved, how do they get a chance to access these opportunities?
Well, you know, actually, for all our athletes, we've got a meeting coming up July 28th at 5:30 at the school to meet with all the coaches, take care of all your eligibility requirements, and do those sorts of things. For other members or those that maybe can't make it, you know, just simply give me a call or drop me an email, and I'll connect you with something that interests you and get you part of Spartan Athletics.
Excellent. And I was a guy, I know when I was in high school, I took full advantage of being a part of the athletic program. Why do you think, though, that a student should say, you know what, I want to be a student athlete and take part in Spartan Athletics?
Yeah, I think it was really interesting over the past year. We did some statistical analysis of some things, and just recognize the positive impact that athletics has on the student athlete, whether it's through a higher GPA, better attendance, less behavior reports. We were able to kind of see the correlation between doing well in school and as a citizen when you're part of athletics.
Yeah, I actually even saw that when I was coaching kids and seeing the development of the kids, and boy, oh boy, and it even made, a big difference to me. So, to me, that was always a big part of the success, is seeing the development of the kids. What were some of the successes that you all enjoyed last year?
Last year we were lucky enough to have both of our cross-country teams compete at the state meet. Our boys swim team won Memorial's 66th state title. That was their 6th straight as a program. And in the spring season, we had 4 individuals that placed in the top 5 in their individual state tournaments. Holley Houston with a 3rd in the discus, Hunter Peters with a 4th in the high hurdles, Jacob O'Laughlin had 4th in our golf tournament, and Colt Tegmeyer, who I think you guys had on earlier about a month ago, who finished 5th in the boys state tennis tournament. So really a successful year. Those weren't all the successes, but just some of note at the state tournament level. That's
some great stuff. I know we like following you. We're going to be following you right out of the gate in that football game, Middleton and Memorial, to the start of our season. What are some storylines that we could look forward to in 2016-17?
Well, if I knew what all the stories were, that'd make my job a lot easier. But I think
mine too.
The good thing that happens with high school athletics is you're not sure what that story is. Some of the neat things that we have coming up, we're going to have a JV hockey program for the first time at Memorial. That was a lot of work done over the last couple of years to make sure we had the people and the funding and those sorts of things in place, and that'll be neat to see, to give more kids an opportunity to kind of participate. Looking forward to building upon, in our fall sports, all the successes that we've had last year, and to see how those can kind of continue, whether that might be football, soccer, volleyball, tennis, golf, any of those sports that maybe we're at the state tournament or those that wanted to be there last year, and see how we can kind of build from there.
Excellent stuff. Jeremy, thanks for joining us here on the Sports News.
Thanks a lot for having me.
A special thank you to Conant Automotive in Stoughton for supporting local athletics.
All right, give me a seat, because we're going to talk some cheerleading right now as we bring in Holley Schmidt. She is the owner of 360 Athletics. And Holley, welcome on in. Thanks for joining us. And let's talk about what actually separates cheerleading from every other youth sport and activity. What is that?
The thing that separates cheerleading from every other youth sport is it's great because kids get to experience different aspects of different sports all rolled into one. We do dance, we do tumbling, we do stunting, jumping, all kinds of different fun things that kids get to experience all rolled into one competitive routine.
Wow, excellent. And isn't cheerleading, though, only for high school kids and girls?
Actually, our athletes start anywhere from the age of potty training all the way to 18 years old and older for some teams that take adults as well. We have boys and girls of all ages that work really well together to build strength and a really great atmosphere in the gym.
All right, so there's some other programs out there that might be similar to yours, Holley. So what sets your program apart from the others?
I think we set apart because we try to focus on creating a really great culture of family and encouragement, teaching the kids how to be humble and work together in victory and defeat, and really just trying to teach the kids how to work together to build that team atmosphere in the gym.
Now, what's the main difference, I guess, between competitive cheerleading and then high school cheerleading?
The biggest difference is in competitive cheerleading, we're working towards the goal of our routines for our competitive season. In high school cheerleading, they're focusing on learning all of the chants and cheers to keep their team amped up and going through the whole game, and we're focused on just that routine for our competitive season. Both are really great for athletes, but some kids just really prefer to have that excitement and thrill of the competition floor.
Now, something that people might not know is there's some real good benefits to cheerleading. What are some of those benefits as children grow through the sport?
The best benefits for kids is just learning how to work with other people. Being on a team is really important for kids because they're learning how to work with each other, and some that they may like, may not like. You're learning how to work as a team and grow together, and you really get to learn how to be humble and respect each other and respect your opponents. And even if you may not win that particular event, you can be respectful respectful of the other teams that did, because they were working just as hard as you were.
Holley, it sounds like great stuff. Thanks for joining us here on the Sports News. Love the shirt, by the way.
Thanks.
Thank you. We'll see you next time. All right, let's bring in a familiar face right now. Perry Hibner, who's the communications director over at the Middleton Cross Plains School District. And Perry, you know, always love talking to you about Middleton High School sports. They always seem to be doing well. The boys golf team, no exception, as they had another impressive run in state. What were some of the highlights?
Well, Emmett Erb won the Division I state title this year with a 6 under 138 total, the second best score in tournament history. He won by a whopping 7 shots, and his performance actually helped the Cardinals take second as a team. That's their best result at state since 2011 when they won the state title.
Wow, excellent. You know, and they weren't the only ones having success. The boys tennis team did well too, didn't they?
Boys tennis did very well. Xavier Zonga in singles and Cody Markell and Danjin in doubles led the way. The Cardinals won the Big 8 tournament title, advanced to state team for the 7th time in 8 years, where they made the semifinals and lost to perennial power Milwaukee Marquette. So yeah, very good season.
Yeah, impressive. And you know, the last time you were here, we were talking about baseball as well, and the Cardinals seem to be peaking. So how did they end up finishing up?
The comeback Cardinals is how we call them, because they had a number of comeback wins late in the year, including 2 at sectionals to advance to state, where they ended up losing their first game to Green Bay Preble, but 4-2. But very impressive showing. Even more impressive considering their star pitcher was hit with a line drive 3 batters into the game, but they still found a way to make it a competitive game before they bowed out.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's tough, and nice for them to rebound after something like that. Talking about some other stuff going on, how about Perrin Hagge capped off an amazing track career at the state meet in La Crosse? What was the highlight there? Amazing
is certainly appropriate. Actually, 3 highlights. So he won the 1,600 meters, finished second in the 3,200, and finished 4th in the 800. He alone combined brought in 22 points as the Cardinals finished second in the boys team competition.
Wow. Now how about on the girls side of things? I know Samantha Valentine had a pretty impressive run at it too, didn't she?
She did. She took second in both the 800 and 1,600 and helped the Cardinals finish 5th. So yeah, she had a great 4-year career for us.
Wow, just the good news keeps coming and coming for the Cardinals sports teams. Absolutely love it. So there's something called the WSN Cup. And where did Middleton end up finishing in those standings, and what's that all about?
For the 3rd straight year, we finished second behind Heartland Arrowhead. And what it is it actually looks at the state tournament results for teams throughout the fall, winter, and spring sports season. So again, we had more than 800 points, just a little bit behind Heartland Arrowhead, and actually had more points than any other team in the state in the spring. So what it says is that we've got some very strong programs all year long.
Yeah, and you know, what does that all stem from? I mean, in your opinion, does that start, you know, at the top? Is that an athletic director thing? Is it boosters? Is it family? How does that all culminate?
I think it's everything. We're pretty fortunate. We've got very strong youth programs. We've got great leadership from athletic director Bob George. We've got wonderful coaches, and we've got very dedicated athletes. It all plays a role.
Always nice to have some good news coming out of Middleton, and that seems like great stuff. Perry, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
My pleasure, Rich. Thank you.
Thank you to all of our guests for making it onto the sports news today, and also all of you for watching as well. And also, big thank you to the Red Zone over on Regent Street and Conant Automotive in Stoughton. And again, thanks for watching the sports news. We'll see you next time right here on Channel 57 Sports.